Sometimes it's better to quit while you're ahead. Welcome! My name is Pedro Porto. I have been working in HR for the past 10 years, and I have created this channel to help you to bring your work, your career, your team to the very next level. This week, we're going to talk about when should you leave your job. It sounds obvious, right? It must be obvious to figure out when it's time to leave your team, to find a new place. But actually, it's not that straightforward. When we are day to day working and interacting with our team, we sometimes get too attached. We're too close to the problem to see that it's time to move on. But hopefully, with a few tips, you can figure it out when is the right time to leave. First and foremost, I'm not going to tell you just to quit your job when you feel like it. No, I do not partake on this type of discourse. I do not agree that you should just throw everything to the wind, throw cautious out there, and then just figure out something. I really don't. Of course, everyone has their own thresholds, but my particular view is that you need to have a soft landing. You need to have a plan. Some places in the world, you need to have a job. It's just that simple. You need that monetary incentive every month. Maybe you are an expat on a strange country and you need that job because for visa issues, or maybe you need to continue a job because you're currently enrolled in an academic program that your current organization is helping you with. So first and foremost, don't just quit. Of course, there are going to be a few exceptions that we're going to talk later, but in any case, you need to have a plan. With that out of the way, let's jump into a few situations that you should consider leaving your job. The first situation that you should definitely consider leaving your job is if you are at risk of injury, either physically or mentally. I'll skip preaching about how physical injuries are bad for you in general terms, and let me talk about mental health issues that may arise from work. It is somewhat misleading to understand the problem because we don't see it, right? It's hard to see when someone is suffering from burnout and stress, and even harder to understand how is the recovery of that person. Try to imagine like this. Everyone has a certain limit of how much stress they can handle. Some people can handle a lot, some can handle a little less. When you go out on burnout or stress, what happens is that that person exploded. They could not handle it. The amount of stress was higher than what they're capable of handling. When they recover, what normally would happen is that the amount of stress that they could handle is now lower than they were initially. With time, they can and will recover, but what that indicates is that they cannot go back to the same environment that made them sick. Actually, they need to be phased in back to the organization. You need to give them some space between the maximum and what they're doing so they can recover. That's very important. A second good reason why it's time to leave your job is actually if the ship is sinking. Yes, I'm telling you, don't go down with the ship. Not even the captain goes down with the ship. That's a myth. Don't believe in that. If you're seeing the high level of the organizations, a lot of reshuffling, a lot of new names, if you're looking around your industry and there are major layoffs, if you think that where you're working, it is a legacy operation and something else is coming along, consider moving out before it's too late. And why I'm saying before it's too late. Imagine the following. You are on an industry that is on its twilight. And in, let's say, in the next 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years, there will be almost to no jobs. It is better to jump out and try to find something else now than wait until later on when you have no options and there will be a lot of people from the same industry suddenly trying to jump into a new position. So be proactive. Don't let fate knock you on the door and say now it's time to go. Take a proactive stance and go find something else before that comes along. And before you know, you come with this company loyalty. I understand. Sometimes we are just too attached to organization, and we don't want to see it fail. But the company will live on or not, with or without you. It is, in a sense, very egoistical of us to believe that an organization needs us, that we are a key personnel regardless what happens. No one is truly irreplaceable. I'm sorry. It's a hard truth, but it is a truth. A third good reason why to leave our organization is, of course, if you have no more career opportunities to grow. That is, if you want to continue to grow your career, if you're perfectly happy in staying in the same place forever and ever, I don't think you should consider leaving your organization. You have already established a strong connection, you have established a nice network. Just remember not to be too prideful and to see that the end is coming close. Once again, don't attach your identity too much to organization, okay? If you're enjoying this content, why not subscribing to the channel? It would mean a lot to me, and in that way, you never miss out when a new video comes live. Thank you! A fourth reason to leave your organization is actually if you're having a terrible relationship with your manager. Why I'm telling you this? Because as we have spoken in the other video, your relationship with your manager is one of the most important relationships that you can have. It will either make your life very easy or it will make your life a living hell. If you are in a position that your manager is, the relationship is just gone, consider moving out. You don't need to keep trying to make something work that you know is never going to work. Don't be prideful, once again. It is a more extreme case, but if you are on an organization that has done something illegal, consider moving out of there ASAP, my friend. ASAP, I tell you. Why I'm telling you this? Let's imagine that organization broke some rules towards a customer. Would they maybe break some rules with you? Maybe they will breach your contract. Maybe they will mishandle your data. Maybe they will turn their tail and run and leave you penniless. Judging organizations by their behavior, as we have discussed, is very important. So if the company that you're working for, it is doing something illegal, consider moving out. A less drastic reason, but still quite valid, to leave the organization is that your personal values no longer are aligned with that organization. And why this could come to your life? Well, different reasons. Let's say that you have become vegan. It would not make sense for you to work on a butchery. Let's say that you are raising awareness against cancer, and then you have very strong feelings about it because maybe somebody close to you has experienced it. It would not make sense for you to work on a tobacco company. This, of course, is a bit more soft and varies from person to person and decision to decision. Maybe you are 100% capable of differentiating your professional self and personal self. If you can do that, that's perfectly fine. At the same time, if you cannot do it, don't feel too bad. We will perform best inside organizations that we can align ourselves with. We don't need to make it our life, but if what we value is also what the company values, then there is a lot more chances that you will perform a lot better and that you will find happiness in the workplace. Lastly, but not least important, a good reason to leave your organization is because of money. Yes, we live in a material world, as Madonna would say. There is no shame in that. If you receive a good offer of salary, of package, of responsibilities, of benefits, stocks, whatever, if it makes economic sense, really consider leaving. You can, of course, talk with the current employer, see if they can balance it out. And of course, you can as well consider if you're going to be happy with the team that you're going to. But once again, be professional about it. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Maybe you are absolutely happy where you are, but it's just business, my friend. To round up our thoughts, just be mindful not to fall in the sunken cost fallacy. Even if you have been in a company for a long time, you don't need to continue to be there. Don't let your past drag you down. Make it new, no, propel you for the future. Believe in yourself, believe in your values, believe that you can find something better. And I'm sure that you will find that place. In any case, that's what I have for today. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Pedro out.